Good morning, everyone. I am here to present to you RagaAgent, the agentic AI system for real-time effect-driven Raga music generation. So last year I had presented one of the systems, but this year a similar system I'm presenting for Raga music generation, but using agentic AI. How we can use the evolving agentic AI system, sorry, some noise here, agentic AI system to enhance the music generation, right? So what's the problem addressed? So currently the AI system generate fixed outputs from text prompts. That is, you send a prompt and you get an output, the AI generation. Like suppose you try MusicGen or any other AI generation, generally it works one prompt, right? You send one prompt and you get an output, right? But there is no conversational system that we have found, and there is no like system where it is trained on raga music strictly, and it follows strict melodic grammar raga rules. So there are a few systems out there, but in a literature review we did not find any system that actually does that, especially through prompting the existing models. So in raga music, Indian traditional music, there are strict rules for arohana, avarohana, vadi-samvadi, which means ascending scale, descending scale, the most prominent note and less prominent note, like that, right? And there are certain embellishments we apply on certain notes, certain spaces for each raga. And generally in the current systems, when even if we prompt, there are possibilities of errors. So how do we tackle that using agentic AI system, right? So yeah, I just mentioned about this, right? The gap, existing gap. And I think I mentioned this also, right? Right now it's just a pipeline, that is, you input a text and you get an output as an audio. This is generally what is there. And so how the system works, how the agentic system works is, so if you remember the evolution, right? First there was just a prompt and you get an output, so that is generative AI. Second, we started creating agents which can think, reason and act, which is one agent at a time. Third is agentic AI, which is a set of agents working together intelligently like a team, right? So here I like to show you what is a system that I have built, which is adaptable to any kind of music that you may have. It doesn't have to be Indian music, but Indian music is my example. You can use it for any other systems, right? So here, let me see, 1 second. Yep. Sorry if it's small, I'm going to zoom in for you to see. Okay, so here if you see, I'm just adjusting my screen, so hold on. Yeah, so here let me start from the beginning. So first is user conversation. So we sent a conversation to the model, not to the model, actually the prompt engineering system. So it's like a conversational system we're imagining, where like ChatGPT, you send and chat and then you get a response. So there are some actions, right? So that is the first things. First one, when you send a user conversation like, I'm in romantic mode, please generate a romantic song, like that, for example, or you just send some chats. So what happens is, it actually goes into the orchestration agent, right? So what the orchestration agent does is that it actually finds the input, then it first checks out the effect, which is the valence, which is positive or negative, and then the arousal, which means that what is the emotion and what is the mood in that conversation. Now I spoke about one single chat tone, but you could chat like a few tones, talking and interacting with the chat model on what you're feeling today or what you like to produce today, right? and then according to the user emotions, then a raga agent selects that a particular raga, right? And then a composition agent, which is another agent, produces a melodic arc and rhythm and tension. So that is, it selects like what it needs to be in the prompt as an instruction to produce a song in that raga for this mood, right? So this is what it is doing. Now that agent now will pass to the coherence agent, which is, it will test with the agentic memory. So memory on the left side is an ongoing system. So imagine you're 1 year from now in this chat system, like ChatGPT. I'm in ChatGPT for more than 1000 days, right? I got a letter from them, email from them saying I have crossed 1001 constant days, right? So I'm not using ChatGPT in this. Okay, I'm just saying that that's how the conversations, right? 55,000 messages I sent in 1 year last year, right? Not music, I'm talking about ChatGPT, right? So similar way, in one chat tone you can send a few chat tones, or maybe hundreds or even thousands, and the model is going to have all of that in the history, right? So that is a memory, you can say, chat history. Now here, this memory system here will keep the memory of the raga production that we have done, and what has worked and what has not worked, right? So that's a memory store which agentic system has. Now the coherence agent will check with the memory system and the knowledge of its own on the raga systems on which it's trained on, to see if the produced raga prompt is composition is compiling and complying with the raga rules and regulations, and the effect and the moods and the emotions, right? So if it's not working, then it will go back to the orchestration agent and say, give an information. So here you can see all of these 5 agents are like 5 people, right? So before, there is no intelligence behind the chat tones. When we just send a prompt and say, please produce this music, oh I don't like this one, please change the emotion from this to that, and please change the tal, the rhythm, and please change the tempo from 80 to 70, like you send chat tone and then it changes, right? Here, instead of you doing that, the agent will think in on its own and reason, and then go back to the orchestration agent. So orchestration agent, you can like imagine like a team leader, and the team leader has 4 people working under him, just like a music composer will have a team of 4 sound engineer and, I don't know, maybe instrumentalist like guitarist and keyboardist, like that. You have maybe 5 people working together, right? So you can say these are 5 people sitting and working together as a team. Now this feedback will go into orchestration agent, and then orchestration agent will understand with the feedback, saying that, listen, the user does not like this in the history, the raga does not have this kind of embellishments in the notes, the rhythm is not matching with the mood, something like that, right? It will give information, and it will go into cycles. So this will go maybe 3-4 cycles ideally to correct its own mistakes, and then finally come up with a system which actually passes, right? And then finally you have a clear prompt which is suitable for that model, whichever model you select. For example, if you select MusicGen or MusicLM, finally that music model gets this prompt, right? And then even though it does not have high information and is not trained on raga music, it can produce to a certain extent similar to raga music, because it does follow the raga instructions, the scale, the notes, and so on, right? And then you have a final output, right? So this is the agentic system which I have designed. Now if we go back to the presentation, what are the future work in this? So the future work is basically, first is, we still do not have a model that is trained properly on different kinds of ragas on songs. So last year I presented a project where we have a plan to train. We still have not finished the preparation of data sets, so that work is still going on. So meantime, we have a system that is working here to produce music as sorry, some noise from the road. So to produce music with the existing models, and if it is developed well enough, it can be adopted even if we have the Raga specialist dataset and model which we have in pipeline, right? And if we have even other cultures music, it's the same system we can apply. It doesn't have to be Indian music, right? Even Western music is going to improvise if we use this kind of technologies, right? So yeah, so we have a plan mainly to produce dataset and to create Raga specialized music and to implement this agentic system into an app which people can use, right? So this is the flow which I have. Yeah, so here the finally the prompt will look something like this, right? So this is like a very simplified prompt. The prompt normally looks much larger and complex, but we can see. So finally what happens after all this agentic work, right? It selects the raga, which is Yemen here, and it has got high valence and moderate arousal, and mood is contemplative optimism, like that, right? And the tonal center, or that is the vadi, right? C4, and melodic emphasis, right, where it gives emphasis, the rhythmic density, and so on, right? So it gives a clear, and what's instrument involved, right? It gives a clear instruction to the model. So let's listen to something we created with this. Okay, I need to stop sharing this and let me share the audio. Hold on. Yeah, it goes like that.